Hello, how are you? Do you hear the noise of the train passing near my apartment? Well, I never could get used to that. Sometimes when I'm very tired, that noise wakes me up. But then I cannot move to another place at the moment. One thing, it takes time and also it costs a lot. Okay, today's idiom. The first one is to draw up. It means to prepare documents or written evidence or whatever, or let's say the legal papers. So, for example, when I was fighting in a court against the people who says they try to fix my car, but they did not. That caused the car accident on me. And that ended up me staying in the hospital for such a long time with 22 surgical operations. And it took nearly like 3.5 years for me to recover. Of course, I have not been fully recovered from that physically, also mentally, financially, of course. And I'm going to have to deal with that for the rest of my life. And certainly they did not have any rights to make me do that. And I don't have any responsibility to do that. But unfortunately, those kind of things that happen to people, unfortunately happen to me. Now I have to live with it. What could they have done for me any differently? Nothing. They just had to pay. That's all. Unfortunately, you cannot bring the time back or the old time back. My life wasn't exactly the same as before since that moment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the things I told you, but that's the truth. And today, to draw up came up. So I'm gonna tell you about the lawyers. Okay. For example, if you wanted to make a will, of course, before you die, you will have to have a lawyer draw one up for you. Just because we don't know how to write the documents according to what law says or according to the law language, which is quite difficult, especially in English. Okay, so that's draw up. The second idiom for today is to drop in or to drop in on, something like that. For example, to call or to visit on, or to visit, well, unexpectedly. So, for example, okay, if you are in our neighborhood, be sure to drop in on us anytime. That many people say, not necessarily they really mean it, but you hear this kind of phrase often in America. Okay, some of my family people say, oh, please drop in anytime, but do they really mean it? So sometimes I know of them, so I know who they are, I know how they are, so I would hesitate. But some of the strangers or foreigners, they just would come out, just drop in anytime, and we go like, oh my gosh, we're busy, we have to entertain them, what are we gonna do? That kind of thing happen to you. Or would you drop in on somebody's unexpectedly, like that? Well, some people do, and some people are thoughtful not to do, well, they usually would contact you or make a telephone call and talk to you. And they would make arrangement, then they would do. But tourists sometimes don't have that kind of plans. So, but that's also a good thing sometimes. If you could accept those sudden visitors, oh, they would be really, really happy. They should be relieved and thankful for your kindness. Okay. So, the last sentence, for example, okay, drop in tonight after work if you wanted to. Also, by saying that, you are sort of like inviting some people because you wanted to meet some people or spend some time with somebody. Okay, today's words. First one is pierce. It means go into or go through, like a shh. Or okay, penetrate. You know, I have a pierced ear. Many people have a pair of pierced ears. Huh? And often I hear Japanese people saying, I'm gonna buy pierce. I'm gonna buy a pair of pierces. I don't know. Well, pierce is to make a hole and something you just got through. That's piercing. So pierce doesn't mean an earring. So don't make a mistake. Still, earrings you are going to wear and using the holes means pierced ears if you have, they're still earrings you're wearing, not a pierce. You cannot wear ears, okay? For example, my sister is debating whether or not to get her ears pierced or not. That's how you use this word pierce. For example, okay, I tried to ignore the noise of the trains, but the sound always has been piercing, means go through and come into my ears and it vibrates my bones. I can't stand. Okay, the last word is accurate or accurate, some people say. Not, well, you write like accurate, but actually people don't say accurate. Accurate means exactly right as a result of the care or pain or whatever, means right, correct. That's accurate. Or I would say the close to that right. For example, the accuracy usage of some words, or all those people speak accurate English, or they write in accurate language or something like that. Sometimes I hear some Japanese women making an announcement in English, trying to sound like American, but they fail. And sometimes it's so embarrassing just even listening to or hearing that kind of like phony English, because I can hear some Japanese accent like katakana English mixed with try to be American sound, but then within the same word, some parts is British way, and the other one is kind of like I don't know, something else. It's all mixed in one announcement or one even words or sentence, and it's like if they're just a volunteer, I don't care really. No problem with that. But they claim to be the professional and they get so much money for the recording that they made. And that's not professional, but they think they're professional. So when I think about it, it makes me so like, ooh, embarrassed. So accuracy is very important. Now, for example, my vision was so inaccurate, means not accurate, that I've needed eyeglasses when I was 8 years old or something like that. And I envy people with accurate vision because I never experienced that in my life. Okay, that's all for today. Take care of yourself and prepare for July. Bye for now. Aloha.